conspiracies. If the Republicans lose in the midterms, I believe that Candace Owens is wholly responsible. She is one of the biggest podcasts on the right doing everything to go to war with the organization that helped get Trump elected. Turning Point specifically was going out and registering people to vote. Without Charlie, it's in trouble. Turning Point needs to be able to go out and rally young people and register them to vote. And she's doing everything she can to destroy that.
I agree with him for the most part. I don't think if Republicans lose the midterms, it's all solely on Candace Owens, but I definitely think she played a large part. And I think what she's doing is gross. Let's see what else Tim had to say.
Reach. And without Charlie, I'm not sure that they can make it. But I can tell you this, Candace lighting a Molotov and throwing it through the window is not helping.
No, I don't think what she's doing is helping at all. Like she said, throwing a Molotov through the window, I think she's causing more chaos and destruction than anything. But let's let him continue.
I don't need to be number one. What I care about is what is true and what will help this country and what works. And she is a scumbag, okay? And she's getting worse every day. And she crossed the line.
Yes, I said I will not do any video linking to this, but I'm seeing myself doing it. For some time now, Candace Owens is pushing this topic to a level not seen before. It has reached that moment a lot of people are now calling her out like if Republican lost the midterm, she is responsible. A lot of people don't agree with that. If you check, Candace Owens is number one podcast in the whole world right now. A lot of people are listening to her. This issue of Charlie has actually caused different reactions on social media. Every single day, Candace Owens is bringing different narratives about the whole situation. I just realized few hours on X, she has been invited to actually clear the air on some of the things she said about Turning Point USA. The time they put out that show, Candace Owens has suddenly changed. She now says she will appear virtually. That has blown up everywhere on X.
Okay, and she's getting worse every day. And she crossed the line. She continually crosses the line every day, insinuating the Turning Point literary guy who made them all rich. And I hear this in the streets, and at a certain point, I'm like, holy shit, we're gonna lose the midterms.
I don't necessarily disagree with him. The more I watch her, the more things I see, the more I'm like, yeah, she is a scumbag. She manipulates people's perception, she gaslights, she postures. For example, she's recently been insinuating all these things about Turning Point. We know this. Turning Point responded. And they said they're going to come out and answer all her accusations and stuff in a transparent way. And they invited her on this show to come partake in this event. This was her response. Watch what she says.
That is why we feel compelled to speak clearly and openly now. We'll have more on this in the near future.
Yay! Finally! You didn't have to get through all that shade that you were throwing me to get to the point that you were willing to answer questions.
Okay, I'm going to fast forward to save you some time. She was just excited. She said, yay, here's her accepting.
You can pick the place. You can pick the time. I say we do it tomorrow. We don't need to plan for this. We don't need lawyers in between us, lawyer statements. It's not how I roll, okay? I don't care about any of that. I want it to be authentic. Like I said, you can take the money. We can raise money live for this conversation. That is how badly the world is demanding it. So I accept it with whistles and bells, everything. I fully accept. I say, let's do it tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow. And my only ground rule.
One person replying to Tim, this is what he wrote. Candace has nothing to do who wins in 2026 or 2028. It's such a smooth brain concept, but let's for a second pretend you and Tim are correct. What does that say about how well the Trump administration is doing? If Candace Owens can tip their scales in the other direction, it says the Trump administration sucks. If Candace can do that, that is what it says. That's on the Trump administration, not Candace. You and Tim are both pushing a narrative that passes zero logic test. Okay, this is someone replying to Tim. And this other guy, there is something more important here. If Candace Owens is able to pull just a little fraction of the MAGA base of people who supported Trump, it will affect the whole thing like never before. So it is important to acknowledge that she can actually do that. She's already doing it. Yeah, you cannot really say no, Candace Owens has no influence into this base. She has.
You can pick the place, you can pick the time. I accept fully all the bells and whistles. She said all this. You saw it. So Blake then announces the date publicly. Candace then posts on X, kind of weird how you didn't email or call me to ask about times or availability and choose to instead tweet this confirmation out at midnight. Why am I learning about this on X? December 15th does not work in person, and 2 p.m. is also the literal time I do my podcast live every day, which you knew. But we will happily cancel the daily podcast and will join you guys virtually instead for the live stream on the 15th if that works for your end. Let's lock it in. So then what she was doing on our show was simply posturing, acting tough. I'm ready, any place, anytime. I accept all the bells and whistles, everything. And the moment they lay something down, oh, hold on, that doesn't work for me. You literally just said any place, anytime. And things like that are what I do not like. She was posturing. She was giving a certain appearance that she was like that. Then the moment that reality hit, in any place, anytime came reality. Hold on, wait, guys, wait. No, keep that same energy you had when you were talking to your millions of followers on YouTube. I do not currently think she's really doing anything good for our country. She's sowing division amongst the right. She's helping rip it to shreds, which then helps who? Democrats. It helps delegitimize Donald Trump. It helps delegitimize our law enforcement. It helps delegitimize Republicans. It sows doubt in Republicans' minds, which can then affect voter turnout. That tweet that she came back and posted made it seem like she was posturing more than anything to me. It became very clear very quickly that she wasn't genuine when she said any place, anytime. She was just saying it so she could look a certain way. And that makes you wonder, how many other things is she doing or saying so she can look a certain way when she really doesn't want to back up what she's saying? And then she was talking about giving money to charity and they can have the money or whatever, but I've never seen, and maybe if she said it, let me know. But I've never seen her say, you know what, all this money I've made from running up conspiracies about Char 3 months or whatever it's been, I'm going to give all that money to charity. I have not heard her say that. It's interesting. So anyway, that's all I got.
I believe you have seen his opinion about Candace Owens. There is something more into this that a lot of people don't actually see. For a very long time now, people have actually forgotten. They don't even talk about this again. But the only person that is focusing on this every single day, trying to bring evidence, trying to bring this, is Candace Owens. I begin to question, like, what is actually the motive? She said the truth is hidden. She's bringing things for people to actually see. But I started having a problem when she started going at the organization, Charlie's wife, things like that. That is where I had an issue. Not only this, for a very long time, Candace Owens is going off on the Trump administration. People need to look deep. After this topic of Charlie, what was Candace Owens doing? What was his reactions? What actually caused it? These are some questions that people need to ask. I hate to see a powerful base like this being divided. This is very bad. This attention, they are taken away from what is happening. Democrats are extremely excited about it because this has actually put a lot of people back. Yeah, the spirit they used to have about this administration is gone. They are divided, infighting, this. It's sad to see people I used to watch every single day now doing this. Short clips at the end. That is for the YT algorithm. You can always skip.
7:09 p.m. went on nonstop until almost midnight. From 7 to 12, he posted 160 times.
And while the president wasn't exactly sure which organs were scanned, he knew which one wasn't.
He beat Hillary by 41 points.
Right.
And this ain't got nothing to do with color. This ain't got nothing to do with color. It's either God's side or Satan's side.
He even get an off
If the Democrat
thing, because how many times do somebody asks?
4.
J.D. Vance should be the next president of the United States. If you want to serve in the American...
Give interviews, I don't do that.
J.D. Vance should be the next president of the United States.
Happening at the moment.
Yeah. President Obama.
He's blatant censorship.
Because he says he has a team of fact checkers.
The FCC want them to stop fooling around with my right to say what I feel.
Well,
Americans, it's a part of who we are.
Because that is really something that didn't happen before.
Does anybody else watch The View? Because I think there's...
I'm going to say one. Look, there are certain rules of free speech that we must all like.
To have a television show.
To spreading lies.
Somebody to get up there, not
said that he doesn't...
Dave Chappelle.
Without of interest.
I mentioned last night Trump was bragging about surprised to see Darth Renner.
Between now...
60 minutes for editing.
Government, it's within the rubric of the Department of Justice. And